Hey guys, there are few questions in our mind that actually we have not received any answer for that. So such we will try to answer some of such questions in our today's video. The very first question is the why the global warming gases are called the greenhouse gases. As you know, the global warming gases is actually heating up the earth, but we are still calling it as a greenhouse gases, right? And the second question is that why Venus is the second brightest planet in the solar system. And the third question is that why Venus has the highest surface temperature even compared with the Mercury, which is the first from the Sun. So in this video we will try to solve these three questions, and this video will be the free online coaching classes for the NET examination video series. And this video will be the lecture 8, and the topic is the greenhouse gases and the global warming. And the book which I referred is the Atmosphere, Ocean and Climate Dynamics by John Marshall, Climatology by John E. Oliver, and Atmospheric Thermodynamics by John M. Wallace. And this topic is in the fourth heading, that is in the ocean and atmosphere. Welcome to my channel Success Guru and myself Panchanadam, and let's get into the heading. Actually the earth is green, and that is due to the primary source of energy, that is the solar radiation. And as you know, the solar radiation reaches the earth top surface as shorter wavelength, and the shorter wavelength can travel longer distance, and that is why it is reaching the topmost surface of the atmosphere. And what happens there, actually 30% of the solar radiation has been reflected or even scattered back to the space, and that is due to the X albedo, which is somewhat near 30%. And the first question is answered here, that is the albedo of the Venus is closer to 0.7. That simply means it can reflect 70% of the incoming sunlight, right? And that is why it is the second brightest natural object in the night sky, that is after the moon. So the Earth's albedo is 30% and the Venus albedo is 70%. And after crossing this, what happens, there are many gases in the stratosphere, and that gases can absorb up to 19% of the available energy. And this is by the gases like ozone gases and the clouds and the dust. So this thing can absorb the incoming radiation up to 19%. So only the remaining 51% of the sun's radiation can reaches the surface, and this radiation can only heat up the earth to an average temperature of minus 20 degrees Celsius. And if that is the case, what happens? There will be no water in a liquid or even in a gaseous form. That simply results in there will be no green in the earth, right? But actually earth is green with lots of vegetables and living things, and that is due to the effect called the greenhouse effect. And as you know, 51% of the sunlight reaches the surface, 4% of the incoming radiation has been reflected back to the atmosphere from the surface, and the remaining has been absorbed on the surface, and it has been re-emitted back to the atmosphere as longer wavelength. And you know, this greenhouse gases that can absorb the greenhouse longer wavelength radiation, and it can re-emit the same thing. And actually what happens, it can 90% of this absorbed radiation has been re-emitted towards the surface, and the absorption of the longer wave radiation causes additional heat energy to the atmosphere, and over 90% of the energy is directed back to the earth's surface, and that heat ups the earth. And this process continues until no long wavelength is available for the absorption. And this is how the earth is heated from the minus 15 degrees Celsius to the present, that is plus 15 degrees Celsius, that is by the greenhouse gases. So now you understand why it is called the greenhouse gases. If there is no greenhouse gases in the surface of the earth, atmosphere of the earth, what happens, there will be no reflecting back, and that leads to the average temperature of the earth to be minus 15 degrees Celsius. And as the greenhouse gases is present, the earth's surface temperature has been raised to plus 15 degrees Celsius, so it can capably hold in water in a liquid form, in solid form, as well as in gaseous form, and that is why it can produce life forms in the earth. So is that clear? Then what is the global warming actually? As you know these things, the greenhouse concentration of the greenhouse gases will be the amount of heat energy added to the atmosphere is controlled by the concentration of the greenhouse gases, right? If the concentration of the greenhouse gases is higher, then will be the atmosphere is also heated up to a higher level, right? And increase of greenhouse gases concentrated by the anthropogenic activity results in global warming. Actually, all the major greenhouse gases have been increased in concentration since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, which is somewhat near 1700 AD. And the addition of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere will enhance the heating of the earth, and as a result, the earth climate will be a bit warmer. And such a effect is called as the global warming. And I can give you a better explanation with an example, that is the Venus surface only absorbs 2.5% of the incident solar radiation. If you compare with this to the Earth's absorption, it is somewhat near 48, 49, 47%, right? The Venus can only absorb 2.5 percentage, but the Venus atmosphere consisting of 96 percentage of carbon dioxide, which is, as you know, is a greenhouse gas, and that is why Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, which the surface temperature of somewhat near 737 Kelvin, that is 464 degrees Celsius. And I hope I have explained the answers for the three questions that I have started in the video. I think this is sufficient for this heading. I group my videos according to the category that you can check in my playlist. You can connect with us by mail, Facebook and Instagram, and these are the links. You can support us by like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.